Number 8. The deep recharge introvert. You know that friend who disappears after every social gathering? They vanish the moment the last goodbye is said, heading straight home to exist in complete silence for 3 hours. Their nervous system runs on a completely different operating system than most people. While extroverts get energized by social interaction, these people get drained by it. Even enjoyable conversations pull from their internal battery. A work meeting, a dinner party, even a quick chat with a neighbor. It all requires energy they have to consciously manage. Home becomes their source of energy, the one place where they can drop the social performance and simply breathe. Deep recharge introverts might seem quiet at first, but when they choose to engage, they can be surprisingly social and lively. They've learned something that most people never figure out. Energy is limited, and protecting it is smart. They've discovered that saying no to one thing means saying yes to showing up fully for something else. What looks like avoidance is actually sophisticated self-management. They know exactly how much social stimulation they can handle before their system starts to overload. That awareness offers them control, a kind of emotional intelligence that keeps them steady when others crash. And when they hit that limit, they don't push through and burn out. They retreat, recharge, and come back stronger. Number 7. The emotional minimalist. This person has zero patience for emotional clutter. Online conversations full of drama, friends who need frequent reassurance, and coworkers who turn every conversation into a therapy session. They just can't carry everyone else's emotional baggage on top of their own. Their ability for processing feelings has limits, and they always honor those boundaries. They've learned to curate their emotional environment the same way others curate their living space. Unhealthy relationships get decluttered, energy vampires get boundaries, and conversations that go nowhere get redirected or ended. It might seem cold to people who thrive on emotional chaos, but it's actually incredibly wise. At home, they can control the emotional temperature. No unexpected meltdowns from acquaintances, no obligation to manage someone else's feelings, and no pressure to be on when they need to process their own stuff. Their space becomes a sanctuary where emotions can be simple and authentic. This careful approach to emotional engagement is self-preservation, pure and simple. They understand that emotional energy is just as real as physical energy, and both need to be managed carefully. When they do engage emotionally, it's intentional, meaningful, and sustainable. They've discovered that saying no to emotional chaos creates space for the relationships that actually matter. Number 6. The nervous system saver. This person treats every outing like they're entering a sensory minefield. Crowded places make their heart race. Artificial lighting causes them headaches, and multiple conversations happening at once feel like sensory assault. This is because their nervous system processes stimulation differently than most people. Even pleasant environments can become overwhelming when all the details demand their attention simultaneously. What others experience to be background noise, they experience more like foreground chaos. The hum of air conditioning, the flicker of screens, and the texture of certain fabrics. It all registers more intensely. Their brain doesn't filter out sensory information the way typical nervous systems do, so everything comes through at full volume. Home becomes their sensory haven. They can control the lighting, the sound levels, the temperature, and even the smell. Every detail can be calibrated to support their nervous system instead of overwhelming it. Creating conditions where they can actually relax becomes essential for their well-being. This heightened sensitivity often comes with unexpected advantages. They notice details others miss, pick up on subtle changes in mood or environment, and often have incredibly refined aesthetic sense. Their nervous system might be more demanding, but it's also more aware. What feels like a challenge in crowded spaces becomes a superpower in the right environment. Number 5. The wellness engineer. This person treats home like a lab for feeling amazing. Everything is intentional. Sleep, light, food, movement, breath, and recovery all run on simple protocols that protect energy and mood. While others invest in premium supplements and trendy workouts, they've discovered that wellness is about controlling the basics through precision. Their nights are engineered for calm, each detail designed to tell the body it's safe to let go. They wake on a regular schedule, get morning light on their eyes, and move their bodies with intention. Food becomes a system, not a scramble, with homemade meals that avoid preservatives and mystery ingredients. At home, they can hold these conditions steady and watch their body respond. Their environment becomes a controlled experiment where small adjustments create consistent outcomes. When they maintain consistent sleep timing, their energy stabilizes. When they control their light exposure, their mood evens out. And when they time their meals and movement properly, their focus sharpens and stress melts away. Why they stay home is simple. Outside environments interfere with the systems they've built. Friends might call their approach rigid, but they call it freedom. When the basics are locked in, it makes their life easier. They've learned that you can't optimize what you can't control, and home is the one place where every variable serves their well-being instead of working against it. Number 4. The Creative Hermit. While everyone else is out networking and socializing, this person is home, building entire worlds in their mind. They're creating life rather than just living it. Whether they're writing, painting, coding, composing, or just thinking deeply about ideas, solitude is where their magic happens. Creativity requires a certain kind of mental space that's almost impossible to find in social settings. The constant input and stimulation of being around others disrupts the delicate process of imagination. Ideas need silence to germinate, and inspiration often strikes in the spaces between conversations, not during them. At home, their mind drifts freely, makes fresh connections, and follows ideas down rabbit holes without interruption. They've discovered that their best work happens in the quiet spaces between social obligations. The novel that's quietly taking shape beneath their awareness, the business idea that needs time to develop, and the artistic project that requires deep focus. What looks like isolation is actually incubation. They're preparing to contribute something meaningful to the world rather than avoiding it. Every hour spent alone becomes an investment in bringing something unique into existence. While others are consuming experiences, they're busy creating what others will eventually consume. Number 3. The Environment Designer. This person actively shapes their space instead of simply living in it. Every detail matters because they understand something most people don't. Environment shapes mood, productivity, and well-being in ways that are both subtle and profound. The lighting has to be just right, the temperature needs to be precisely ideal, and the furniture arrangement has to create a good flow and energy. When they go out, they lose control of all these variables. Nothing feels quite right because nothing is calibrated to their specific needs and preferences. At home, every element works together to create an environment that supports their best self. It's like living inside a carefully tuned instrument, where every component contributes to the overall harmony. They've learned that tiny adjustments can create massive shifts in how they feel and function throughout the day. Understanding that physical space has psychological impact becomes their superpower. They've discovered that mood is environmental. While others accept whatever atmosphere that's given, they've taken responsibility for creating the conditions where they naturally thrive. Their home becomes a reflection of their inner world, designed to bring out the best version of themselves. Number 2. The Algorithm Captive. This person has become a prisoner in their own home, held hostage by screens that never sleep. Home becomes the perfect environment for digital quicksand, where hours disappear into the void of one more video, one more game, and one more mindless tap. What started as entertainment has evolved into an addiction they didn't see coming. They'll choose the couch over the party, the binge over the bar, and the next episode over the dinner invite. The reward schedule at home is faster and easier than dealing with people. Real life moves slow. You wait for jokes to land, stand in lines, and hear the same story twice. The feed never asks for delay, serving new surprises every few seconds. The costs creep in gradually. Sleep drifts later each week, and attention scatters across tabs. Social muscles weaken, and the idea of going out starts to feel heavy. They promise themselves one episode, then ride the cliffhanger to 3. They open one short video, then snap out of their trance an hour later, with no memory of what they just watched. They're caught in an irresistible machine, engineered by the smartest minds in Silicon Valley. The good news is, once they see the strings, they can cut them. Simple changes like signing out of apps, keeping phones in different rooms, and leaving the house for a walk can break the spell. The algorithm may be powerful, but it's not stronger than someone who understands how it works and chooses to fight back. Number 1. The FOMO-free nomad. This is the person who has outgrown the fear of missing out entirely. They used to feel guilty about staying home, while others were out having adventures. Now they've realized that home is the adventure, and it's where their most meaningful experiences happen. They've stopped measuring their life against other people's highlight reels. While friends are chasing the next event, the hottest restaurant, and the must-see show, they're chasing alignment with their own values and needs. They've discovered that saying no to things that don't serve them creates space for things that do. This goes far beyond being antisocial or lazy. They've become selective. They've learned the difference between being busy and being fulfilled, between being social and being connected, between experiencing everything and experiencing what matters. Their home becomes the headquarters for a life lived intentionally. The most evolved homebodies stay home because they've found something better than what the world is offering. They've created a life so aligned with who they are that leaving it feels less like an adventure and more like a detour. While others are still searching for themselves in crowded places, they've already found what they were looking for. Whether you're the deep recharge introvert who needs silence to function, the emotional minimalist who curates their feelings, or the calm curator who architects peace. Staying home means choosing to design a life that actually fits. In a world that constantly tells us we should want more, do more, and be more social, these people have discovered something radical. Sometimes the best place to be is exactly where you are. We explain a lot around here. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next.